I want to welcome everyone to our October the 5th, 2021 meeting. To council, we don't have, we are streaming live. We don't have it up on the screen, just so you know that we are being taped, okay? Does any member of council have any pecuniary or financial interest to declare? Council's had an opportunity to see the minutes of the special meeting of September 21st. Any errors or omissions? Okay, seeing none, I'd entertain a motion, please.
Moved by Debbie Plansky, seconded by John Jeffrey. Motion to approve minutes of regular meeting held on September 21st, 2021.
Discussion, all those in favor? Carried, thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to reports, and maybe we'll take you first. Is that okay, Dean? Okay.
Well, I've got to stay anyways. For,
So does he.
oh, he does too. Okay, sure. Right on. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, so if you'll turn to the little booklet that I have ready for you here. Item number 1, the RFQ. So you can actually see a mock-up of the back of all the cost estimates. I have the RFQ right here, but that just gives you a breakdown of everything. So after reviewing the RFQ, it is my recommendation that we accept the RFQ from Canada Happy Trails, the amount of $29,380. Not only are they the lowest price by over $10,000, but they also, as you can see in the sheet, they're offering subsidization for materials and labor. So construction, if approved, will begin mid-October, and the Killaloe Pathways Park Group is looking for donations of the following items to reduce the cost of operations, and a tax receipt will be provided. Lumber for fit trail and stations, stone dust for trails, and volunteer for labor and brush clearing. Interested parties can email me at communitydevelopment@khrtownship.ca. So do we go through everything?
No, yeah, go through, and then we'll come back.
Item number 2. Lots going on at KPS. They have another exciting announcement. They have received a grant or a donation for an outdoor classroom, and council is invited to the ceremony at Killaloe Public School this Thursday, October 7th at 9:30 a.m. That's at Killaloe Public School. Item number 3, Halloween events. So you'll see I put some very nice colorful posters on your desk. That's just for reference. If you do want to keep them, you can. If not, just leave them and I will pick them up and we'll reuse them. This is from one of my new programs, so we're getting a little bit more colorful and more interesting designs. The As Seen on Halloween, that is the partnership with the municipal group that we have here. Because we were able to pool our resources for an investment of $300, we're getting $1,600 in prizes, which is awesome. So it's going to be 4 parts. It's going to be a house decorating contest or a lawn decorating contest, so you can enter that. You can enter the pumpkin carving contest, an adult costume contest, and a kids costume contest. And like our other contests, there'll be a winner from each municipality, and then there'll be an overall winner with the most votes. So that's starting now, and we'll run until November 1st.
How do we vote?
So it'll all be through Facebook. This is basically what happened when we were talking with our group is I was telling them about our best costume ever contest, and since we've been working on together everything, I offered to bring them in, and then this is what evolved out of it. So
okay, good. Sorry, I shouldn't have asked questions.
no, that's okay. And so it will be online, and it'll be all through Facebook, and all how it works is you'll submit your entries on the Facebook or to me directly, and then we'll keep track of them, and then we'll put them in an album like we did for you might have seen the Sensational we did. And then you'll vote and by liking it, and whoever has the most likes wins, and then whoever has the total most likes will win overall. It's just a lot simpler, because before we were doing it by counting every single vote on every single thing. It was extremely difficult, so I've broken it into albums, and so it's easier to catalog and saves us going through our messages, because I think we had 150 entries for Snowdown, and it was like 5 or 6 hours going through the things. So this we're learning.
Too. Sometimes they go flying by so quick that you can miss one.
Exactly. And so we just, through experience, I've made it a little bit simpler, and I'm happy to see that this group is still doing stuff together, which is really awesome. The other one the two posters here, Halloween big screen. There's only so many words you can rhyme with Halloween, so I think I got them all. And so the first one is a top poster. It's basically going to go everywhere, and the other one explains it. I'm kind of seeing that with posters, people, if you want to have a bunch of information on it, you do a second one so that people can read it. So this is a partnership with the BIA, so it's going to be a free movie night, and it's going to be a pumpkin carving, costume contest, movie night, and the schedule is on here. So 3 p.m. the event starts, 4 p.m. the costume contest and dance party, 5 p.m. the jack-o'-lantern carving contest. People have to bring their own utensils, and then 6 p.m. the movie starts and it's for free. So the BIA will be selling pumpkins for $5 and food and drinks. All the proceeds will go to BIA, but the event itself is free to enter the public, and there'll be prizes provided by KHR for my Halloween budget. Probably it's just going to be candy for kids to win for the costume and the jack-o'-lantern. And then they get to take the jack-o'-lantern home. And then at 6 o'clock, we're going to have the movie, and we're just finalizing the movie. So tomorrow or the next day, we're going to announce the movie. But it'll be in Station Park on a big screen with the PA system. It'll be really fun. So that's what's going on for Halloween.
Can I ask a question now or later?
No, later.
Okay, I'll go through.
Sorry.
No, that's okay.
There's a bit of type here, it says item 3.4, but it's item 3 or item 4. Fast forward from Halloween into Christmas.
Skip hunting
I haven't
season.
even got my gifts.
Yeah, I know.
Hunting season's forgotten, but.
Oh,
Happy New Year. So it's brought to my attention that we need to pick the date for our 2021 Christmas party. So the available dates are December 3rd, December 4th, December 10th, and December 11th. That's Friday and Saturday respectively, both of those days. There are some COVID precautions, so everyone attending must be double vaccinated and provide identification. There's a 60-person capacity, masks are required, we're not seated.
okay, keep going. No, keep going. Gotta take my own advice.
There is a cost that is new, from what I understand, of $500 to book the hall, plus the cost of meals. So that's just something for council to keep in mind that is new from the previous years. Other updates. Digital Main Street, we're no longer pursuing the digital service squad grant. A couple places in Southern Ontario got really big funding for it, which basically ate up all the rest of the funding. So the funding basically ran out. We're positioning ourselves next year to be in a better position for it, but there is no newsletter. You basically have to be following it all the time. So we've made some connections, and through our group, we're going to make sure that we take advantage of that as early as possible, because we're competing against cities like Toronto and stuff for all these grants. So the community building fund, Dale and I have submitted a grant for $135,000 for upgrades to the Killaloe Ring. The flower boxes, they have been removed. Thank you to Dean, Works Department, for your help.
I would have helped.
Economic development, I've signed up for year 2, which starts October 27th. There's 3 years, so this is halfway there. Sensational, the winners are going to be announced tomorrow. Rural rewards, Petra Forthwood was the last winner of $25 from Grandma's Pantry, and the AED program. I'm meeting with Rob Norris and Bob, our fire chief, at the fire hall tomorrow to discuss it. I saved this item for last. Item number 6 is Peter Benner's memorial. Unfortunately, as you all may have heard, Peter Benner passed away suddenly. And the community is quite taken back by it. So I've been approached by members of the community asking for our permission to close down Lake Street on the 24th of October from 12 to 5. Due to the nature of the event, they've been asked that we waive our event permit requirements. They're still going to want to work with us to make sure everything is on the up and up, but just because of that specific thing, they've asked that we can waive that, and the event will be taking place in the back of CHCR in front of Garth's Kitchen. And that's my report.
Okay, so let's go to the front of his report. Item number 1, the RFQs. He's recommending that we accept Ken at Happy Trails in the amount of, you've got the motion. Okay, let's hear it.
Moved by Brian Kukowski, second by Debbie Pansky, motion to accept the RFQ from Happy Trails Constructions for the fitness reading trails installation at Home Farm, as well as the Fit Trail Apparatus 10 in the amount of $29,380, taxes included.
Discussion? All those in favor? It's carried. The outdoor classroom, I can't attend, I sent a note to you. I'm in Toronto, but, so please send my best regards.
And I have to work Thursday, sorry.
Yeah.
Everything happens on Thursday. The last one, and this one.
Yeah, it's okay. I sent my regrets and Chris will be there.
I will be there,
on
yeah.
our behalf. Halloween, number 3, the events. Any part of all that he said? Looks good.
Just, I have a.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sorry,
question.
Gwen.
No, that's okay, if there was a rain day.
We haven't determined a rain day. That's a good idea, so we'll probably push it back. Now that the Peters event is the 24th, we'll probably push it to the next weekend after that. if we can.
For that. Yeah, and that'll actually be pretty close to Halloween. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we didn't want to be too close, so that gives us a little bit of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's perfect. there.
Okay, any other questions on the Halloween? Okay, then the Christmas party, I asked Chris to get ready to start, because of COVID, I had the wedding at the Sands and it was quite comfortable and so I think what we'll do is if it's first come, first serve, we're gonna, we ask people to respond. Those that respond first, and now if there's 70 that respond, well, 10 won't be able to come because they responded later. That's the only way we can deal with, I don't want to say no to anybody, but if there's some that are always slow to respond and then unfortunately they won't have a seat, so we have to limit it to 70. So, council, I'm not available the 3rd or the 4th, but I am available on the 11th. So Saturday, yeah, is the 11th of December, okay?
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
so would you book that then for us, please?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And send out the invitation to everyone. I will be there, so I won't respond. Chris, you'll know that I'm coming.
Okay.
Henry and I.
Our Christmas party?
Yes,
I'll be there too.
yeah.
So Mr. Brown has to drive, his wife has to drive.
See, Teddy has to give his wife up. Okay,
My
so,
wife will be there for sure.
so 6 o'clock,
yes.
I'll be there.
5 o'clock for cocktails, or is that too early?
So that's 2,
Not for coffee.
4.
Well, it's Saturday, you know what? So 5 o'clock and then dinner.
Yeah, so 5 o'clock.
5 p.m.
Yeah, cocktails and dinner at 6.
Yeah.
And we could do the exchange, the Santa, Secret Santa. For whoever wants to participate. And Tammy can help you with all of that, Chris. 'cause
And I can
she's-
see that everyone must be there. Oh, that's right, because of
Yeah.
restaurants.
Yeah.
Like that, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Surf and turfing.
No, send me the rest,
They have quite a selection,
Yeah.
and just it's worth noting that they are allowed to do buffet.
They are?
They weren't before.
No,
at the start of COVID.
they
Now they
couldn't at
are.
my wedding.
Yeah, so now they are.
Okay, oh,
But I
that's
have,
perfect.
I'll send out, there's a full.
Yeah, send me the thing and I'll let you know, okay? I usually pick, is council still okay with that I'm picking? Okay. Do we want any music?
The one that hired him, he's with the.
Who?
guy.
Yeah, oh, he's very good.
You think you
Yeah.
could talk to Clint?
Could you ask Clint the Gary if he'd be available?
Yeah, he's my uncle.
Oh, yeah, Clint. And what's his name there?
We got my husband to back him up,
Yeah,
since he was
or
supposed to
what's
show
his
up
name
here.
on the keyboard or
Ah.
whatever.
But
And Ian will be back up.
Ian could do it, unless he's playing or something like that, so.
Okay,
Okay.
One
look
way
at
to
that,
get,
how he's got everything.
one way to get my husband there too, see?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll be there for sure, okay. Now, Digital Main Street, no longer, okay, the grant fortunately ran out. The Community Building Fund, that's 100%. We don't have to put any money into that grant if we're successful. The flower boxes are gone. Good, the economic development, that's good, Chris. Winners were announced tomorrow for the sensational.
How many did you say you had?
Off the top of my head,
100 and some?
no, that was for Snow Down.
Okay,
I think off the top of my head, we probably had 50
wow,
entries.
wow.
It was the whole process with online events is extremely interesting, but this one, we've had support from a couple groups at the end that supported this event. So now we kind of know where to plug in to make this work, because lots of people make sandcastles, it's just about putting A to B, taking a picture of it and sending it in, so the group does want to try and do it again, and that's what's great about sharing the cost, is you can
Well,
take risk with events and it's very minimal compared to throwing out a big event and hopefully everyone comes, so.
Absolutely.
Any other questions on the sensational? The rural rewards? And the AED program, excellent program. Peter Benner, of course, I'm sure council will want to accommodate the community. My deepest sympathies to his family and his friends. What a loss, it shocked everybody. Council, a show of hands that we let them close that part of Lake Street from 12 to 5 so they can have their get together for Peter. Those in favor? Thank you, it's carried, okay? Anything else for Chris? Chris, anything else for us?
No,
Okay, you'll stay, okay, thank you. Okay, Dean, how are you tonight?
Good, thanks.
Good, can you give us your report, please?
Yep. We're doing some flushing of the culverts right now with our rolling water truck. We had to replace a driveway entrance on Church Street, a culvert there when they were doing it there, and ended up being rotten and everything, so we ended up having to change that. We wanted to get it done before we started on Church Street. Heritage Road is ditched, and the time, if we have time, we'll be putting gravel on that road as well. Church Street, Albert Street, and Sunrise Road contracts should get started next week. So they'll be pulverizing Church Street, and then we'll be doing that most likely next week or the week after.
How far, oh, I can ask a question.
Yeah.
How far on Church Street?
Church Street right from the Willow,
Highway?
no,
No,
because we did that a few years back.
okay,
From building supplies
yes,
to Willow Side.
oh, okay,
So
oh,
it's
okay,
1 kilometers, and then
yeah,
some on Mountain View as well.
that's good, no, that's good,
I
that's
heard-
where it's really needed,
It is, yeah, it is, it's pretty rough there. I've had quite a few positive comments on that, with the ditching and
yeah,
stuff
good,
that's been done there, so that's good to hear.
good,
I know it's not our road, not, but I think we're talking before the meeting there, Simpson Pit Road is a county road, but it's all pulverized now, and they said, I was talking to them today, and hopefully they're gonna have it paved before the long weekend,
Wow,
if they can get enough
that's
trucks.
this weekend.
So they're hoping
And
to
we're supposed to
have.
have a nice week, I think, too,
Mhm,
right?
It's
So
supposed to be nice.
now they're saying there's snow in out west, so
They can
that's
have-
coming, yeah,
yeah.
just hope it stays there for a while.
Don't want it
Yeah, exactly. First week of November.
yet.
Just doing regular road repairs as needed. And Central Ontario Scrap Metals started their hauling of the C&D on Monday at the Mask Road site. They said, I was talking to them there today, and they said hopefully if everything goes well, they should be pretty much wrapped up by this week. They have 3 trucks hauling, and so I think they got 5 or 6 loads out, and he doesn't figure there's as much there this year as there was last year. He said there's not as much construction like wood and stuff there, so it's everything seems to pack a lot tighter, so he said that's it might not be as many loads as last year. I was talking to back in the crosswalks, I guess I was talking to the public works manager from Whitewater region, and he budgeted every year or whatever if they do decide to do crosswalks. If they help with the work, it's like $12,000. And if they contract it out or whatever, it's usually around 20 grand. And that's lights and.
And that's what the county wants.
Mhm.
So we're looking at 20,000 for each one. I'm suspecting that if we put one, we'd have to put several. So let's just talk about that then. Council, any questions or comments on that issue? Because we have to decide.
So they, the county and all that is just put courtesy lines in, like
No,
Mary's
they-
Bay has.
No,
They gave us a design they
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Seen that. I think it was, yeah, I think
Yeah,
each
yeah.
council member had gone there a while back.
Came from Nate.
yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
So there is a design, because obviously it's a county road, right, but.
Yeah.
They don't want,
and they will, we have to maintain it, I think.
correct.
That's right. Okay, so we're looking at about $20,000 per. So if one school gets it, I'm anticipating the other one's going to want it. Discussion,
There's a lot downtown too.
absolutely, because they've asked for that several times. So
So
that would be
60
60,000. Yeah. Okay, any further questions or comments? I'm gonna call for the vote on the issue.
I'd like to put it off right now. I'd like to get the number from Dean. I'd like to call the county. So I want to see, I don't understand why they won't let us put a courtesy one in. Like they have in Barry's Bay. Is that road through Barry's Bay, the township road, or is
That's highway,
That's highway, so that would be the highway then.
So that's, yeah, different.
but they do have one. Got one over at the funeral home. And they have one.
And now, how old are those?
The
Because the
one-
rules have changed.
The one at the funeral home would be municipality.
Yeah.
And I do believe, I could be wrong, but I think Barry's Bay actually maintains through Highway 60.
Yeah, they do that one
they
as well.
maintain it, but there's not much to maintain. It's just paint, right?
No, but I mean, I think,
Light.
I don't think it's
Oh,
the
they maintain the road.
road itself, like I do believe that they sell, I could be wrong there.
What is that? Through Barry's Bay?
Yeah. I know county comes up to as far as the Esso station there,
And county comes as far as David Felsen, or Felsen store.
but I think the main street is actually, I think, and I'm not.
I've never seen a snowplow there, so I don't.
Oh, yes, because the MTO, whatever it is, drive through and then when they hit the Barry's Bay thing, they lift up the light.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
then it's on the highway.
It's not the township though, it's the county. I believe the county does it. No?
No,
Okay.
Main Street.
Okay.
The town, Barry's Bay does Main Street,
Okay,
because I know when the plow trucks go from highway, they lift the blade when they go through Barry's Bay and then.
yeah, that's why taxpayers get angry because, you know, you're going right by and you lift the blade, it's just nonsense.
I don't know, I don't see what the big deal is, but I'm here to see.
Okay, does council want to give Teddy time to talk to the county? I know that I would bet my last dollar they won't let you.
No, the borough went this.
Yeah, that's, they're getting strict.
Wasting my time, man.
Pardon me?
There's no use me wasting my time.
They are, because of liability, so they want to make you build up to their specs and then they step back, right? And, but
Which to me
they have
makes
got,
no sense at all, because people are crossing the street there, so if there's no crosswalk at all, there's more liability.
absolutely, well,
It's their road, right?
Still a county road, yeah.
well, I
think
mean,
there'd be more liability on you with no signs and no crosswalk with people crossing, but.
no, the minute you put a sign up, you
Yeah,
become,
then you're
it's
liable.
different. You're liable in a different degree, because you know, you're admitting that there could be a problem there. So anywhere anybody crosses the street along the road, they could be liable for that, but the minute you put that crosswalk, I mean,
But this is the plan they want, and that's probably it.
yeah, yeah, well, I mean, but if you wanna take your time and maybe Dean, like, I know that,
Well, it's two different things that you believe what we're talking about here, right? The one is
Okay.
a school zone crossing.
pardon me?
The one, that one there, I do believe is a school.
Oh, a
zone.
school
On the
themselves.
back,
Okay.
So which would be different than your standard.
That's what I would presume. I didn't look into a crosswalk at all because we were just talking about the
School,
schools.
yeah. Yeah, crosswalk is different. Crosswalk is different.
So like maybe downtown.
Yeah,
do
because there's
better
not
for
a school.
Did you want to contact me from them?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
The
Yeah,
crosswalk?
because I remember talking to Steve back then and he said, you guys have to pay for all of that. You can have whatever you want. You meet our specs, but you pay.
And where were we thinking exactly of putting that? On this side of the corner? Or-
Well, I guess the principal asked, I'd say.
We'd have to meet with her, or whatever. it's-
Yeah, you'd have to meet with her and see what
We
she
never
wants.
really said in that.
But the
email.
county would have to approve it no matter, like,
Where
even
it
if
is,
we
yeah.
decided left and the county said, no, it doesn't, it's too close to the corner, whatever. I don't know, but they're the final approval.
Because really, there's no sidewalks there per se anyways. But if we were to approve one and it was on this side of the corner, it would service both schools.
How do you figure that? They cross right here is where I see them crossing.
Yeah, but we're providing them a place to cross
For both.
for most, if they're concerned about crossing, they'd have to go to the crosswalk and cross.
Okay.
If it was in between the two schools.
I'm sure you'll have the school coming in saying, why do we have to get our kids to walk? past the
Measure.
entrance- Past
But
the
the
entrance,
kids that live out there have to walk up here to cross too.
but most of the kids are coming this way.
Most of the kids are bus. To be honest with you.
Yeah, if we keep losing our bus drivers, we're gonna have no buses. Okay, Dean, look, talk to Nathan, see if we can go,
Just like a crosswalk for.
yeah, well,
Never gonna be.
why are we talking about a crosswalk there? I'm not voting to put a crosswalk there.
We don't know.
Well, that's what we just said though.
I thought we were talking about the school board's request.
Yeah, and then you said there'd be two, and I said, yeah, and then. there'd be
We
three.
probably that one, yeah. Nobody has asked us lately for that one, so why would we do it?
A month ago, they did.
One person. It's up to council. I mean, if you guys want to spend the money,
I see.
it's okay. So we're gonna ask, I
Yeah.
think you're agreeing that Dean is gonna talk to the county. So do we want to look at a crosswalk?
The amount of money we pay the school board, I think if they want a crosswalk, they should put it in.
I agree. I think they should be responsible to get their kids to school. That's we're not in that business. They are. They have a responsibility to protect those kids. So I think the school board should be providing that.
That's true.
What percentage of our taxes go to the school
Oh my
board?
God.
Yeah.
40
It's, no, not quite that.
million.
But would it be 25% of our taxes?
Oh, God, yes. Oh, more than that.
Probably, yeah, well, I'm thinking of
55% between the school board, the county.
Yeah.
And the.
police is.
It's
another-
almost $1 million we sent.
Yeah.
So that's 25.
And we send
Yeah.
1.2 million or 1.3 million to the
The
county.
county, yeah,
And then we're left with 42 cents on the dollar.
no, 45
That's
now.
approximately
Or 45,
25%.
Okay.
That's approximately 25% of our taxes.
Yeah.
Go to the school
Go to
board.
the school board, yeah.
So they should be concerned about the kids.
Yes.
And like, I don't want nothing to happen to our kids, but we as a municipality cannot continue to say yes to everything because we can't be the place to come when everybody runs out of money. It just doesn't work, you know, like, you know, I hear, you know, when we doctor recruitment, they're all running out of money, well, the municipality should pay. And I said, enough's enough. We have a mandate to look after our roads, our waste sites and the things that we're mandated to do. We have to be careful when we keep stretching out. I too want to make sure those kids are safe, but I think it's the responsibility of the school board. And you're right, we send them lots of money, so hopefully they can spend 20,000 on a prospect. So do we want Dean to talk about the crosswalk up there? Sure, okay, pick your hand up if you want him to look into the crosswalk at the corner up there.
But when we get nailed down here, why do we put a crosswalk
Well,
there?
that's
That's what I'm trying to get
out here, that's her first
That's a
question.
difference.
That's a different thing I'm asking
Yes.
for.
By Station Park.
Yes. So pick your hand up if you want to investigate the crosswalk at Station Park. Okay, so no. And what's your, do you want us to write back a letter saying to Ms. George that we are not prepared to pay for the crosswalk?
And I think we should, yes.
I agree
think
that
we should
county
put it
and,
back. I feel they should.
School board
Yes.
should be.
Yeah, that's what Teddy's saying, yeah. Okay, show of hands that that's the letter, and we'll remind them that the school board should be responsible. Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you, Dean. Okay, what else do you have for us?
That's it for me.
You have to go in close, that's what you're staying for, but,
Madam Mayor, sorry, can I go back and can I ask Chris a question?
yeah, sure.
November the 11th, do we have anything going on?
So far, I'd like to run it just like our regular one every year. I still have to reach out to the schools, but as far as I can gather, we should be able to have our outdoor regular event. We won't be able to have. the
I know you're
inside
not,
thing.
Are you
yeah,
willing to?
yes, but I just wanted to make sure that it's still, 'cause I was going through my calendar right in the meetings and Yeah, November the 11th, so.
No, November the 11th, my plan is to do the same thing that we normally do unless the rules drastically change. Because it's an outside event, we're all safe, everyone will be spaced out,
everybody
we've got
can
more
stay.
than enough capacity. We likely won't be able to have anyone in here if we, like we.
No, I don't think
did in
we
the past.
can serve the coffee in that.
But at the very least, I feel like that event specifically needs to be in person, so.
Yeah.
That is
Now,
my goal.
Debbie, would you represent me
Yeah,
then?
yeah.
Because I'll be away. Yeah, so Debbie will be your contact.
Okay, but
I
yeah,
still want to be involved, but yeah, she'll speak on my behalf.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions of Dean or Chris? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
For being there, did you hear back from the snowmobile club or the ATV club, whatever?
Yes, sorry, yes, they said that whenever the part is back, they can come back and do a little bit of work.
Yeah,
And then they asked if in the future, do we want it, does council want them not to grade it in the future?
No,
What you see the best?
but
just,
are we gonna get crap from the snowmobilers that they're not grading it and they're gonna say, we can't, because
it's
the
not the
temp-"
snowmobilers, it's more the ATVs.
Yeah, okay,
The
but,
snowmobilers, it's groomed, so it's.
okay, so it's the ATV gang that was the
But
upset.
just, I went on the four-wheeler on the weekend up Spectacle Lake Lodge, and it's like that right to, we went to Madawaska, it's like that the whole way.
So it's not just us.
It's not just. I don't know what they can do, or what they're going to be able to do.
Yeah, because they better do it before freeze up.
In some spots, they can do something.
Yeah, like it's wicked at the far end by Highway 60. It's
Yes,
Okay, so,
high.
do we
Even
wanna
if-
ask them not to grade it?
in the
Well-
future.
In the future, yes.
Yeah,
Council, what's your wishes?
Well,
Okay.
that's our property, right?
Yes.
Not unless you get somebody who knows how to operate a machine.
Well, there's, yeah, whoever on that grader, have a crew out around the grader.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the
economic-
first year we've had.
Yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
haven't graded it in years and years and years and years.
Uh,
I'm just wondering, it is our property.
Yes,
It is good for economic
Yes.
development.
yeah,
Could they not ask us if we could look at it when it needs to be graded? It is our property.
mhm.
It does
Yeah.
bring people to our town.
Yeah, they go right.
It's not like they do it every year. They haven't done it in 10 years, you know.
Okay, well, it's up to council. I mean, Dean, do you have the capability of?
Longer, like,
I think the last time it was graded by LJ Vikarski's.
all it is from Highway 60
Yeah.
to Mill Street. It would take 2 hours.
Can you do that?
Airport Road, you have to go through that much water. The four-wheelers, we up right to your knees per here.
Okay, council, let's speed this up. Okay, so those in favor of us doing something? Take your hand up.
I say there should be, if we own the property, we should have to say on what's going to be done to us.
But do you want Dean to do it? That's my question.
Yeah,
That
that's
would
good.
not sound right. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's not something that's gonna be done all the time.
No.
As long as they don't start asking.
Yes.
Once you-
Well, then that's when, that's your caveat, I think.
But that's the caveat is it's harder to say no once it's
Other
done.
places they're gonna say, well, we graded that one.
Yeah, oh boy, you got that right.
What's that?
There'll be other places maybe. then
Do-
they'll be
Do
coming
we
up
have
with
other
grading.
places
Yes.
like that?
But it's our property.
Yeah, but.
And that's,
They must go on other
But
places.
every municipality around is the same. thing.
They go, yeah, they
But it's
go, all.
it's our property, go right down the banks. Isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
But is there any other places that would follow the same criteria? Hasn't been done in forever, it's still our
there are,
property.
they use our unopened road allowances.
Yeah,
So, then in fact, like Brian's saying, they could come and say, oh, we noticed you did it in Killoos, so it is your unopened
Go
road
through
allowance.
Whittle there, and that's ours too.
Yeah, there are,
That's our road allowance.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
But
okay.
the tracks aren't open from Killaloo to Wilmot.
No, yeah.
That's owned by private.
That's right.
Yeah.
How,
But
how
there's-
is the chances of getting
Rojack's
a
Hill,
lot of
that's all ours and they use
railroad
them.
spikes in the grader types?
But if they haven't, I'm not sure, Stan, I couldn't tell you.
Cause I remember back when we were logging, they were started using J.R. Booth's old railroad there, part of Macaulay Lake Road. Bam, 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 that got great up. Poor Tony Boer up there, he changed more tires than you could shake a stick at. He had pails and pails and pails of friggin' railroad spikes that he pulled out the tires with. That would be very, very costly if we ended up rolling a few of them into the tire.
Well, I know that Rojak's Hill, that goes straight, that's our road allowance. And it's municipal property. And so I could see people asking us to do that. It is our property, but it would be wicked doing that. There's a hill there.
Same thing, I guess, Mass Road pass.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, that's right. All the way past Mass Road, that's ours. Yep. Okay.
Okay,
Those
you
in
convinced
state, okay, those in favor of getting Dean to grade, pick your hand up. Only one. Okay, so no, we'll just leave it as it is.
And one other question, just so I can
Yes.
remember, was I the only one that voted for down that?
Yes.
crosswalk?
Yes, you're the only one.
No, I voted for that too. That, the crosswalk down.
Oh, did you? Yes.
Okay.
Oh, there was
To
two.
look into it.
I apologize. Yeah, looking into it, not
That's
for
right.
it, just
No.
looking into it.
Yeah,
So,
Okay, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, there was two. Okay. Anything else for Dean? Dean, anything else for us in open? Okay, Dean's gonna stay. We have something in close. Okay, Sue, you're up.
Okay, I put a memo in everybody's package regarding discussion on Christmas break.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, council, did you read the letter Sue presented?
Yeah.
We did this last year.
Yeah. I
Any
agree.
questions on her memo before I call for the vote? All in favor of the request by our CAO, pick your hand up. It's carried.
The only other thing is, from our EOCG meeting, if you want to talk about the whole farm, the cleanup.
Yes, and I have that marked here, yeah. So, Dale has been working with the Hope Park, and he took pictures and he showed me, they have cleaned up, you wouldn't believe it, it looks grand. And anyways, there is, I think Dale was talking to Dean, there might be one dump truck,
Load or two across.
yeah, a load or so left. And so anyways, because their time has run out now, we gave them till the end of September. And they've done really well. And I guess Dale just wanted to know what our feeling was on the little bit that was left. You still insist that they send it or they look after it, or?
How much is there?
That's the option. And what options? do we
Well,
have?
we could make them find the money to pay for it. But they've done a remarkable job. He
Otherwise,
showed
we-
pictures.
Yeah, I've got the
We just
pictures here.
remove it ourselves otherwise?
Yeah, like we get Dean to go in there and remove it.
But you're only a loader too?
Dean said it's doable. Now, again, just.
There's pictures here for people that
Yeah,
want to
we'll look
see.
at the pictures.
Do you want to see the pictures? Huh? Before and after?
Okay, so those that we can tell Dale that, question?
Is this going to the waste center, where's it going?
Yeah, we go to the waste side.
Be some of the recycling and recycling.
There's some
cardboard
recyclables
and
in
stuff
there.
like that. But yeah, actually swept the floors in there and everything.
Yeah, they've swept. It looks good.
Oh,
Yeah, looks
Is
good.
it just the stuff that's outside there now? Is that?
No, that stuff's to be picked up. The stuff outside, people have asked for it, so they've left it there to be picked up.
What about the stuff that's in the
according
containers?
to Facebook.
Sorry?
Not according to Facebook. According to Facebook, that stuff's out there for people to come and get for free. So.
No, people have called. Well, Dale told me this morning, this afternoon, that people called and they put it outside for them. And they couldn't come to pick it up that day, so they didn't want to make Dale go back there and unlock everything, so they put it outside. That's what Dale told me.
There's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah, he said there was stuff out there. There's a picture actually in there of the stuff
Yes.
outside.
Yeah.
I mean, council could stay firm and say they have to get rid of all of it. That's up to them. So further comments or questions, I'm gonna call for the vote.
Just, I'm not trying to be down on them, but giving them a break and then somebody else burns down and we're not giving them a break. I don't know. Have a hard time.
No, I understand. I'm okay
But we
with that.
do own the property.
Yeah.
But it's not our town.
So,
Any discussion further?
We own
Oh,
this property.
Brian?
We need Brian, well, take all his stuff to the dump. or
Yeah.
dispose of it.
Brian?
I was just gonna say, like, we have some plans for that, right? Chris had mentioned that for last meeting, so like, we don't wanna drag it too long, so.
No, well, they're already over their time. They were to have everything done by September 30th.
Maybe if it's just a vote or two, we should, I don't know.
I'd say there's only a load or two we should,
That's what
as far as I
Dean,
feel, could be done.
Dean and Dale talked about it. And I mean, Dean's looking at his best guesstimate. Anything further before I call for the vote?
so that'll go in the demolition pile?
Okay, so I'm gonna go around. I'll start with you, Brian. Those that wish that we would finish the project, we would do it. Yeah, or if you vote no, it's because you think they should finish off and they should look after the waste and that. So if you vote yes, you're saying that we will finish that off. We will clean it up. Okay, Brian, yes or no?
Yes.
We will do it. You say, John,
Yes,
No,
Ed,
no,
Deb,
No,
Carl,
Yes.
Stanley?
Yes, clean it up and get it out.
Okay, 4-2. All right, so, clean it up. And would you let Dale know then, so you can let them know that they better make sure that if there's anything there they want to get it out, because once we go in, we're gonna clean her up, it'll be done. You can look after that, Dean, please?
Yes, I'll talk to Dale tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Anything, okay, I did that, okay, and then the other issue is in camera, okay. All right, Sue, you're still up. What is it? You're done?
yes.
You see all the meetings ahead there, council? All right, let's move on to correspondence, council. I'm gonna go quickly. And if you want me to stop, then stop me. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep going. First one is from the veterinary service, the financial statement, and they're asking for 280. Oh, sorry, Brian.
I just have a question on that. So the money there, the numbers, what is that actually? Is that
That's the.
a fee for us? Or
Yeah, for us to belong, and that keeps
belong to-
a veterinarian available to our farmers and, okay.
We, everything is very short and sweet now this year because of the COVID. If you notice up here, where we always sent $4,000 to that garden, whatever it has, they pond there, but there was no conferences the last 2 years, no nothing. So it was all done virtual. So there was very little like travel expenses, hotel rooms, whatever. So they reimbursed us $2,000, that's in that upper column there with the. So anyway, now if they're sitting there with a surplus of $18,398, and they usually try to keep that around 5 or 6. Because of the fact that, if there's something turns up and they have to buy something for those veterinarians, those new equipment. So there was a motion put out there, and it will have to be approved through this NAPON in November. And if they approve of it, that if there's a boy or a girl going to school now or taking or they want to go to veterinary college from Renfrew County, they're saying that there should be maybe a $5,000 bursary paid out this to help them get through school.
That actually would be a good idea, just to expand on that, Stanley. I was trying to call a vet today just for a checkup on the dog. And since I haven't owned a dog in 5 years, I'm considered inactive. So there's no vets taking any animals anywhere here in Renfrew County. The closest one I could get to was in Carlton Place. So there's a big shortage of vets in the area.
And this year, they're also going to hammer that other Northern Ontario deal there, that they would match this $5,000. So, I mean, if there was, say for instance, only one out of Renfrew County went there,
To get him.
that would be a big lift for them, for their college.
Sure.
Okay, so they're asking for the 280 then.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, that didn't get changed. We
Okay.
left them at that. And with that motion going through there, if it's going to stand, then I think this is a better place for that money to be spent.
Yeah, I agree.
That was the feeling of the
Yeah.
majority of the people there that night.
Okay, all right, so anybody disagree with, I think Stanley did right by voting for that. Is everybody good?
Yeah.
All right, the next one is join us for Purple Day campaign. Then we have the Ministry of Municipal Affairs. Construction noise. Okay, and then County of Renfrew. The correspondence, so this is all correspondence that I asked Sue to print for you. It's just telling you the roads, and it's a good guideline for Dean. So I just provided it for your information. Okay, Bradley Law. So there is the letter that came to us. Our solicitor has answered, and we'll be discussing that in close. It's privileged information from Sheldon. So just put that aside for that. The Heritage Radio, we always do our season greeting. Is that okay? Is that okay with you? No, I don't know yet. I haven't asked. Oh, okay. Council show of hands, we do it every year. Do you want to do it again? Okay, everybody's good?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. AMO, the Queen's Park News. Any comments? Ottawa Valley Newsletter. And then we go to, we've got 3 emails concerning the cell towers. The notice. Oh, yes, and then there's the Jan Saleh. Yeah. From Shared Tower Inc. That's the notice that went to everybody. This is the notice that went to everybody surrounding that area. Did you see that? Do you have that? Yes. So there's the 4 pieces of correspondence dealing with that. So council, I'll open it up for discussion.
I think Tyler has replied to everybody, except probably for the last one, maybe, right, because it just came in today.
Council, your wishes.
So I guess some of them they're asking us to put in place a protocol for the installation of these. And so I guess they wouldn't be able to have them every 2 feet.
I believe the federal government in their guidelines.
That's what they have, okay, well.
Well, I don't know if it's every 2 feet or what,
Yeah, I'm just.
but they do have to follow guidelines, but this the taxpayers and, you know, we only have 4.
Yeah,
Taxpayers are saying they want us to become involved in that process more than what we are. And so Tyler says that they are, after the next 2 weeks, then it'll be closed. This company will be asking council for support to go ahead. So that's when you're gonna have to make that decision whether you want to support or not. Okay,
So just from our last discussions,
yes,
even if we don't give them support,
yes, they can. go
they
ahead.
can still go ahead. And
Absolutely,
they will take it under advisement.
yes. Just like they're taking the concerns of they're trying to, if somebody has a legitimate, reason that they're worried about, they try to address that, and I think, that's what they're doing. But in the Miller one, it says quite clearly, they've investigated, other municipalities have done it. It says that we shouldn't allow it and put it where there's nobody living. Again, it's not, they just don't drive around saying, let's put one there and put one there. It's determined by, and if you read their data,
Traffic maps.
that's right. They do a lot of research, and they want to get the best reception for their buck. So these are the spots that they've picked. Now it's saying that we wouldn't let them put it near residential, so then maybe big pockets of area could not be, have cell coverage.
Follow up to my last question.
Yes,
If we did have a protocol in place,
yes,
does that mean anything?
it could. It could.
Like, because if they.
Obviously, it
if our
does,
comments doesn't mean anything now.
because we have nothing in place, so they're coming to say, what do you think? If you read her comments, I haven't done a lot of research on this, but the local protocol, many towns and townships have put in place a quick internet search reveals a standard template. So in there, it's saying that there's a requirement, they don't put it near residential areas. And if we have bylaws, they would have to follow those bylaws unless it's saying, we have a proposal that has a tower literally right next to our family home across a 2-lane highway in a built-up area. And they think that they should be less than 2 kilometers apart. Brian?
I just wanted so I've got quite a few people come to me in the last few years stating that they have very poor internet service, poor cell service. And if you look at the map on that area is the only place there's no tower. So they're proposing to put a tower there, which would help that service. People working from home now, a lot more than in the past, right? So I think there's a lot of people that could benefit from it.
So they have attached, unless the proposal meets the exclusion criteria, so that would be our criteria, they would have to consult with the local land use authority, which is us, to have it put in anywhere. So they would then have to discuss the site option. They'd have to ensure the local processes related to the antenna systems are respected. So you see that it does give a little bit of teeth. Okay. The only problem is the 2 weeks are up in 2 weeks, the consulting period is up. There is no possible way that we could have something in place. Tyler is wants more help. He's swamped. And so the last few days, he has been able to do nothing but address cell tower. That means that building stuff gets slowed down, and then we get complaints about bylaw issues that he's not following dogs and all those things. Well, he's only one person, and the compliance officer doesn't start for at least another month. And so there's no way possibly that the municipality, nor do I think we should, try to get something done in a 2-week period so that we can, and I don't even know if we could stop them with that because it might be grandfathered, because it's already in the
Well, yeah, you
process.
can.
So by putting in a bylaw now doesn't stop what's already been in the works, so.
The Broadview Tower on Water Street is 2 kilometers from. So,
And people are mad, no?
I've never
It is
had
that.
a complaint about it ever.
And I can sit in my bathroom and look at it.
Oh, I know, Madam Mayor, you had complaints when the ones in Wilma went up, when it was Haggerty and Richards.
Yeah, and we sent a letter to the federal government saying that we objected and they went ahead and did. You know, that they waived the federal government or the managing authority.
That's
So-
why I asked, even if we had, can the federal government override us?
Yeah, again, you know, I apologize, I haven't had enough time to, and Tyler and I talked about it. And I'm thinking that, see, the land use authority, which would be us, are encouraged to establish reasonable, relevant processes. Just because we do all of that, I think if they met everything, the feds might still give it to them.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brian?
Yeah, so I had read all this article here, and so the big concern on some of those emails we're getting is the safety, when there is a safety code
Aspect.
that they comply with, which is, you know, they just don't go put it out. They're following the rules of Health Canada, according to this article.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Tyler has sent an answer, and, you know, you can read through it, but I honestly, there's, in my opinion, there's nothing we can do in 2 weeks that can do anything to this. And it's up to council to decide whether or not you want to be in that business, if you want to put something in place. Again, we're not experts, and Tyler said to me, I'm not an expert, so if there's a plan or a bylaw, then you would have to get someone who knows that kind of stuff, right? He's not, you know, he doesn't know about these authorities, and how would Tyler know whether it's good to put it here or there? He doesn't have that kind of, and council, if you want to hire somebody for 1 or 2 towers that are going to hit our place, that's up to council, you know? So Tyler has answered them. I don't know if you want something to go back further. Obviously, we should let them know whatever council's decision is tonight. So if council decides that you want to look at putting a plan in place, then I think you have to notify them that that's your proposal, but that there's no possible way we could do it, that, you know, it's in a busy time of the year, and we don't have the staff to do so, or the expertise. So I guess we could hire somebody, but that's a process as well. It's not going to happen in 2 weeks, and I believe they could be grandfathered because the process started before we did.
Yeah.
Okay, so those that, now you know what I'm talking about a plan, right? He's read that what they're saying is that we would put a plan in place, and it would be a bylaw saying they have to address these issues. Okay, so those of you that wish to notify those taxpayers that we would do a plan in the future, but the feeling is that it would not stop what's already in progress. That would be, so if you want the plan, if you want to spend the money, because I think we'd have to hire some experts to do that plan. But again, that's up to council. So those in favor of getting the plan, pick your hand up. Okay, so we could notify, tell Tyler, notify them that council voted no. Okay, and thank them very much. And then council, it's up to you how you're gonna vote when in 2 weeks when they come. They're gonna come here.
Is it
The
gonna be,
company saying, do you object?
are they gonna, so next council meeting when you're not being on the?
No, it's not coming till November. But
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna be here the date they're coming.
So I was approached at the dump by a taxpayer that has property there. He's all for it because it's going to give him more opportunity in his business.
Absolutely. There's the positive side to it.
Oh, yes.
And I agree with Brian. They're following Health Canada.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything that they're not allowed to. I will be.
I would vote that way too. Okay, then we're on, that was that. All right, now bylaw, let's have the bylaw 31. Did I take your letter? Your letter? No. Oh, okay. So let's do a third reading of shoreline for Ramble.
Moved by John Jeffrey, second by Brian Kosky, motion for third reading of bylaw 31, 2021.
All those in favor? Carried. Third reading, Council Short, please.
Bylaw 31, 2021.
Okay, we'll move on to unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business? New business. Oh, Debbie?
So I got a call from Tim Sullivan
Oh, yes.
about dogs. And I know, I think Brian also got a call
Yes.
from Tim as well. But in speaking to you guys just before, I understand that Tyler has already been, and Julie, I think both have already addressed. Okay. So I don't know if there's anything else that I need to say, just he said he had an issue with the neighbor's dogs and stuff like that. And he said he's willing to come to council as well and stuff like that, so.
Yeah, you said you never mentioned it. Anyways, and Brian, you two got a message
Yes, I
from
got a
Mr.
call
Sullivan?
from Tim on Sunday and I talked to him, I talked to Tyler on Monday and he told me that Julie had been out there previously, once or twice, I'm not sure how often, but dealing with the same dog apparently, but she was going back to, because she couldn't get a hold of him, so she was going to go directly there and talk to both Tim and the owner of the dog.
Okay,
It's in my feeling was that Tim wanted charges laid, but Tyler says they have no proof or evidence of, at this point,
Okay.
so that would have to be looked into. So
okay, so we have.
apparently Julie was dealing with it on Monday or Tuesday.
All right, so then I think nobody has to call him back or anything because our staff has already been.
It's almost like.
Okay, all right, thank you for bringing that up. Any other new business? Okay, I want to remind the public that we are going to be going into camera for some litigation issues that we're going to be talking about in camera.
Litigation and personal.
Okay. And we will be coming back after we're finished. You're welcome to stay. We will turn it off and we'll be turning it back on when we return. So thank you. So Sue, could you read the motion, please?
Moved by Debbie Kuplinski, second by John Jeffrey, be it resolved that council move into a closed meeting pursuant to section 239 of the municipal act 2001 as amended for the following reason: personal matters about an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees, litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative